Alright, picture this. You just made the next hit game. Fans are raging, moms are complaining, women are calling you daddy now. With all of this in mind, there was only one option after making such a masterpiece of a game.
Not make anything at all, of course.
Nothing is better than an amazing game having a fantastic sequel. Halo Combat Evolved kept the innovation alive with Halo 2. Mass Effect came swinging with Mass Effect 2, and BioShock 2, Super Mario Galaxy 2, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Valve only knew the number 2. And don't even get me started on Borderlands 2 blowing Borderlands 1 out of the salty water like it was nothing. Gaming sequels are needed in the industry to not only keep the fans thriving, but to expand upon a universe, to break more grounds, to re-innovate a previous innovation, and to fill the developers' pockets with all that pathetic loser's sweet, sweet cash. It's all around a win-win situation.
Unless it's Pong doubles. That's a real thing.
There is the possibility you get a bad sequel though, a release that doesn't play too much differently than the original, and not bringing any new flavor to the series. This can be hard on a series, but still be okay to a fan's perspective, giving the fans almost what appears to be an add-on to the original. But one thing developers do that make it not only bad for their series, but bad for the fans, is to not make a sequel at all. There are some outstanding games that still spark community interest today that's never raised to be a sequel. Basically, this is all one giant plea just to say, why isn't there a Brutal Legends 2? Why not? I know Brutal Legends isn't the obvious choice when thinking of most wanted sequels, and I won't mention it too long, but please, I want to rock out and fight baddies as Jack Black for the second time. The making of Brutal Legends was one giant rough patch, having issues with rights and overall being a fairly niched game, but Brutal Legends was one-of-a-kind epic tale that has a place in deserving a sequel, and I stand by that, oh, say it so. Diddy Kong Racing is an experience you can only have once on the N64. Oh, shoot. Okay, so there's technically another Diddy Kong Racing, but this is a remake, so by definition, this can't count. And I demand a proper Diddy Kong Racing 2. The replayability Diddy Kong Racing brought to the table is better than Mario Kart's. I'm sorry, stop shaking in your boots, I done said it. The different vehicles, the addition of actual bosses alongside an actual overworld was far ahead of its time creatively for a racing game. Diddy Kong Racing 2, if done properly, would give its originator a run for its money. Another proper overworld, bigger and better bosses, new styles, new flair. Bring in the cast of the Donkey Kong family. Go ahead. You can have an amazing sequel on your hands. Now I know Diddy Kong Racing 2 would be a stretch, but I have a little thing made up of 4 letters. No, not hope. I meant a gun. As in, I have a little Glock ready to punish whoever says no to my... I just want my Diddy Kong Racing back. Cause he's my Diddy King. Alright, it's time to get serious. Why is there no Kid Icarus Uprising sequel? By the time this game released to now, I went from a weak, fragile, ugly, pre-puberty kid to a less ugly, not as weak, still fragile man. And I don't like that. I won't act like I played it or anything, but I know a great game when I see one. The fact that it doesn't have a sequel doesn't make me mad, but actually doesn't even surprise me, but it leaves me confused. A weird beat-up looking retro platformer that Sakurai literally revitalized over around 20 years from the original, making the series and characters into a beautiful modern creation for the 3DS. So much effort, so much love for something that realistically should have been impossible. Is his plan to make fans wait another decade or two? Golly, that would be hilarious. Okay, I talked about a game other people really want. So can I talk about a game that I love to death? The same creators of Ratchet & Clank and Spider-Man for the PS4, Insomniac Games is great and actually created an Xbox exclusive known as Sunset Overdrive. What feels like a literal child between Jet Set Radio and Borderlands, just with zombies, and it's absolutely amazing. It's one of those rare cases where I couldn't put the game down. Its colorful visuals are just super fun to watch, its simple humor keeps the story entertaining, its easy mechanics combined with some challenging missions make it addicting to play. It feels like a zombie parody game and I love it. It is an Xbox exclusive that feels very 2006, appealing to maybe an older audience, but not too old. It's really a hit or miss, and that makes this unbelievably sad. Because as great as the game it is, I don't think it did too well to have a sequel even considered. please, if you like any of the Tony Hawk games, Jet Set Radios, Time Splitters, Borderlands, or even any other Insomniac games, there's a high chance you will enjoy this. It's not too hard to understand, it's truly a monkey brain game to play, which is why I love it. Please check it out and let me know what you think on it, since I've never actually seen another's opinion on it before in the community. Is Bully 2 a thing, or am I crazy? I could have sworn Bully 2 was going to be a possible release, so did Rockstar just lay low and throw it away? I'm honestly confused as to what the current state is on Bully 2, but they haven't made an actual release date. Bully 2 is a much needed sequel, and for some of the most obvious reasons. Bully 1 is still played today. It's probably one of the top 5 best Rockstar games to a lot of people, and that ain't for giggles. Bully is a simple idea executed so well, it gained a following for a 15-year-old game. A 2006 game is still being played, and people want a sequel. Fun idiot teen jokes, funny fighting scenes, a great world to goof around on. Bully 2 would hit so many new layers the first Bully couldn't, it would be insane. Now you may have noticed I've only named 2s. Technically a sequel doesn't have to be considered the second game, but can also be a continuation on a developing game for a previous said story. So I could technically mention 3s like Portal 3, Left 4 Dead 3, Mario Galaxy 3. Yeah, no, it just feels like I'm going nowhere. So I stayed mentioning the second game because I think that's more interesting to really know why some amazing games don't have their rightfully earned number 2. But what about this? Super Princess Peach is an outlandish attempt at giving Princess Peach a game. Super. So you're telling me Princess Peach, the woman that gets kidnapped every waking day of her life, got a video game and Waluigi didn't? I just think that's wrong. But let me be a hypocrite to Waluigi and say, I want Super Princess Peach too. I really just admired the weird and the obscure portion of Nintendo. Why is there a game about Princess Peach using her emotions as attacks, which could be considered sexist, but actually kind of cool? And why do I want it in number 2 form? I think I've gone crazy, but Super Princess Peach DS isn't even a good Super Princess Peach, so be nice to Princess Peach. It would be super to make Super Princess Peach 2 to revitalize Super Princess Peach DS. Am I making sense here? I just think that's a missed opportunity. It worked well with Luigi's Mansion. It worked great with Wario in his games. Why not my girl Peach? Okay, I know what you want, Minecraft 2, but I got something better for you instead. Elite Beat Agents 2 is a game this generation needs. Elite Beat Agents didn't just teach me to boogie, but it taught my soul to boogie. The DS game is a forever staple as one of my favorite childhood games. One of the best DS games and obviously one of the greatest rhythm games ever created. Going through each level multiple times to not only hear some amazing classic songs, but to discover small hidden things in between each cutscene is just an amazing time. Practicing the game doesn't hurt my wrist, and each level is not extremely dragged out with little to no blank periods. It really is a perfect DS game that would have benefited from a sequel. We had the chance with the 3DS, I think, but sadly was never produced. I think it ran deep into its grave when the Switch came out, shutting down the 3DS lifespan, but I guess it wouldn't be impossible for it to happen on the Switch, huh? Just 99.99.9% basically impossible. There's too many beautiful games to experience that never sparked a sequel. And nothing's perfect, especially in this industry, so we don't get to experience a new life on some of our favorite series. There will never be a Donkey Kong 64 sequel as long as we're alive. We might not get to experience a sequel to Among Us 2. That sounds strange. And worst of all, nobody will ever make Bubsy 3D number 2. Where is Bubsy 4D? Is this some kind of sick joke? Where is Bubsy 4D? Tell me. I will hunt you down and get this information myself if I have to.
Tell me, where is the sequel to Bubsy 3D? And what's Pong Doubles? I'm so confused.